Well, howdy, folks. How's it going today? I hope everyone's doing really good. Well, it's been a while since I've shot any videos, and I do apologize for that. I've been a little busy and been dealing with some multiple sclerosis stuff this past week, which kind of slows things down for me, so I do apologize, but it's just the way it goes. The last video that I shot was on this 1977 Ibanez destroyer here, and what I was doing was installing some 4-wire pickups in it and 2 push pulls on the volumes and a master tone. And what I was really shooting for was a series parallel setup instead of just a coil split. So I found this wiring diagram online, and I've wired this guitar exactly like this. And it's doing funny and funky things. It's not quite right. And I'm really not sure what's going on here. I don't think Gibson knows what's going on either, do you, buddy? Okay, so the pickups that are in it are these ESP designed. They're not real high-end pickups, but this is good enough for the experiment. I just wanted to get the wiring, traced out and get it correct, and then if I wanted to change pickups, I could. Now, these are G&B pickups, and they're made in Korea, and from what I found online, this is what the color coding supposedly is. So, whether or not that's right is another question. This is what happens when you get diagrams on the internet. I've run into this many times, and they don't always work. I might just buy a book someday on it and go that route. What I have been doing over the years is, sketching these out like we just looked at, and all the ones that work, I make sure that I draw a diagram out and keep it in my notebook, just so I know that it does work, and I can go here for solid information instead of scouring the internet for stuff that really don't work. I'm not saying this is wrong. I really don't know if it is or it isn't. So, and I don't know if these color codes are right either, so I'm kind of guessing. But in any case, I'm going to show you what it's doing. Okay, so with both push-pulls in the up position, I'm getting 4.439 ohms of resistance, right? If I snap down the bridge pickup, I'm getting 16.16, something like that. Gibson, stop knocking stuff off the bench. Sorry about that, folks. He's on a roll here. So these pickups are around 11 and change in resistance. I tested them before I put them in here. So with both pushed down, I get no signal. Now I've got a 3-way switch, and it's in the middle position right now as well. So once again, I have no signal here. When I pick up the bridge neck one, I'm looking at around 16.13. If I pick up the back one, the bridge pickup, we're down to 4.4. If I push the neck one down, it goes up to 5.89. Really odd. And like I said, when they're both down, I get nothing. Okay, so let's go to the switch here, and we'll just go through that. So it's in the middle position right now. If I switch it down, it doesn't really change. If I put it, it's in the middle now. If I switch it to the neck position, I lose signal. Now, it doesn't matter if I have both push-pulls up or down. When it's in the position on the switch where you'd be selecting the neck pickup, nothing. Put it back in the middle, and we're back to 4.4, and that's with both push-pulls up. Switch it down to the bridge, no different. Okay, so I really don't know what is going on. It seems like in that position, with the neck one up and the bridge pot pushed down, that's more like what I expected, you know. Like I said, these are around 11 ohms, so if you split that, if you got one feeding into the other, you'd have, you know, the 11 ohms of resistance plus it looks like half of maybe one of the coils here. I'm really unsure what's going on here, so it's going to be some troubleshooting. So this cluster of wires here, these are the pickup leads. So they're 4-wire, and again, here's the color codes that these are supposed to be that I found online, okay? And I've wired this according to this diagram and according to the, color code. North stack, north finish, south stack, etc. You guys that do this will know what I'm talking about, but what I'm wondering is, now I've got shrink tube just set on there. I was testing the whole thing out before I shrunk tube the connections, but what I may do is unhook these connections, or maybe one at a time, or I don't know, maybe all of them, and then just start taking some jumpers, and maybe it's in that color code thing. Maybe something's not right there. If you guys have any info, I would appreciate it. And no, I didn't gouge this out. It was like that when I got it, but brand new switch, new jack, new pots, new tone pot, new cap, everything's new wire, but for some reason it's just acting funny. And like I said, I really honestly, you're looking at the volume pot, and these 6 lugs here are actually the push-pull switch that's hooked to the pot, so that's how it's written in most diagrams. Anyway, it leads me to believe that the color coding could be wrong. I think the switching is right from what I've kind of traced out. It's hard for me to do this in my head, but if I take it real slow, it looks like the switch and, the 3-way and the push-pulls, that should work, but I could be wrong on that too. I really don't know, but I think that's okay. I think my issue could be in the color code. That can definitely make a difference on which coils you're messing with here. That's what these, red, white, green, and black wires, and there's also a bare. It's actually 5 wires, not 4, if you count the bare. Now, like I said, I honestly think that could be the issue, because if you're not addressing the right coils according to the wiring diagram I'm using, to me, in theory, it's not going to work right if those are off. So I think it might just take some experimentation, but if you guys know anything about these ESP designed pickups as far as the color codes go, that would be helpful. That would probably solve my problem. And I looked these up, and they're made in Korea, like I said, by the G&B Pickup Company. They make pickups for PRS, SEs, and a few other companies, I'm pretty sure. So as far as the code, I'm not sure, but that's what it said online. And this was for a 4-wire humbucker. Take it for what it is, I guess. This isn't the first time I've run into to this kind of thing either. So it would be helpful if pickup manufacturers would just use a typical color code. And then, we don't have to keep troubleshooting and finding crappy information, as far as the wiring. So there are ways to test this too, which I probably will do. Like you said, you can just start using jumpers and figure it out, but there are ways to test what coil is the north and south, north start, north finish. You can do that, so it may come to that too, but I was hoping, like I said, just to get that information. That saves you a lot of time and a lot of testing, if you will. So in any case, I just wanted to kind of touch base with you guys and check in. One of my friends actually called me yesterday, and he thought something was wrong with the YouTube algorithm, or maybe he wasn't getting notifications from me, from my videos being uploaded. And, he thought something may have been screwed up on the internet. And I told him no. Shockingly, I just haven't been shooting videos. But, so, it was good of him to contact me in case something like that was going on. But no, it's just me not shooting videos. So I do apologize for that. I do have some projects to tackle here. Actually, one just come in this morning. I'm going to put a truss rod in a acoustic guitar for a guy, so that'll be coming up. Should be interesting. And, again, I want to try to get this one figured out. If I can't, what I'll probably end up doing is just sticking a set of humbuckers back in it. Just a standard, one pickup to one volume each, and a master tone, and a three-way. And that way I can just at least play the guitar while I'm trying to figure out what's going on with the wiring. And, I may even leave the pots in there and just not hook up the push-pull side of it. And, I could just kind of cap those wires off for now. So I wouldn't have to unhook them from the potentiometers. I could just disconnect here, shrink tube the ends, and tuck them in the guitar until I get this figured out. But I'm not in a huge rush either. I really don't mind taking the time to, figure it out. But I want to play this guitar. That's really the goal here. And again, I just wanted something a little different. Coil splitting is a pretty simple operation to do, which I could do that with these. I could just, change that over to a coil split, which is easier. It's usually just either white and green hooked together or red and white hooked together, depending on the pickup manufacturers. From what I've run into, that's pretty common. So I could figure that out a lot quicker than this, I'm guessing. But if you guys have some info, I would definitely appreciate a little advice. And, I would like to do this series thing, the series parallel, like I said. So I'm not going to give up on it just yet. And like I said, I would definitely appreciate any advice or anything that you think is off on this diagram here. And I did double check, to make sure that I have this exactly wired like this, and I do. So I've ruled that much of it out. Whether or not this is right, I don't know. So again, I would appreciate that. And I'll try to get some more videos up for you guys soon. Maybe a few guitar lessons. I have some amplifiers that I need to service. And that's something I haven't done a lot of on this channel. So that would probably be some helpful information to you guys too. Hopefully I can show you how to do it without electrocuting yourself or getting lifted off a high voltage capacitor. Don't mess with amps. If you don't know what you're doing, don't stick your hands in there. Let somebody do it. that can really pack a lot of voltage in them caps, enough to, make you dance real funny, or it could be your last dance. Okie doke, guys. We'll see you real soon. Be good.